I have programs for people that have done, uh, 4 or 5 fix and flips under their belt already. And we can put them in a loan that has no money down for the purchase, no money down towards the rehab, and we can even get the closing costs financed. And here's the kicker: no monthly payments. We can do 4 of those at a time. For an investor, it is no better way to scale than with somebody else's money. When you don't have to put up a bunch of cash to do it.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm excited to be chatting with Michael Martin and Jennifer Toledo of National Funding Partner. They have been funding some of the biggest deals across the country for over a decade. Michael, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks, Erika.
I think our listeners are going to walk away knowing exactly how to get their deals funded faster by understanding the lending space like never before. So let's dive in. First off, for anyone who hasn't crossed paths with you two yet, can you share what was the story behind National Funding Partner?
Well, I originally started National. I had retired just for a little bit, and then I got bored. So I started off. I've been in this business for a long time. I retired for a little bit because I kind of got burned out, and I decided when I got back into it, I wanted to do just small business loans. 5, 6, 7, 8 deals a month. I was fine with that. I kind of didn't want to give up my retirement status and my freedom. And as I was doing it, Jennifer had actually given me a call, and we worked on a couple of small business deals. But as we got into it more, all of a sudden, a buddy of mine sent me a referral of a stockbroker that had ultra wealthy clients that were looking for huge commercial deals. So it's like, oh, okay, I've got a lender for that. So I called out all my old lenders. Jennifer has lenders or investors. We found a particular one investor that we really liked, and we decided to go full bore with it. And now I'm just really enjoying the game again. I don't do it for the money, just for the money. I do it because I enjoy helping people get a loan and get their business going, get their commercial deal done when everybody else says no. I want to be able to say yes, and I want to give them favorable terms. We always try to give at least 3 options for them so that they can determine which way they want to go. It's as simple as that. I think Jennifer's on the same page.
Yep, except I just want to mention we do offer, investment loans for people that do fix and flips and ground up constructions, one at a time. We can do loans as little as $150,000 and up.
That's really cool that you have such versatility with the kind of loans that you can work with. Michael, you were talking earlier about some, thinking outside the box when it comes to doing some of these deals. Can you give some examples where you've been really able to do that?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, for example, we just got a deal in to where they want to do a $55 million plant job. Most lenders wouldn't touch it because they don't really know about that particular bond, but the investor that I really enjoy work with bonds all the time. That's basically how they do their funding from overseas. So they were very familiar with this German bond, and now we're able to move forward with this company. Also, this company is a big referral service. They're one of the biggest mortgage companies in the nation, and they've been getting a lot of requests for commercial. Now, they don't know a thing about commercial, so they reached out to us, and we are able to white label their business. They can close in their name, they can close in their LOI, they can close on their HUD, and my investor will be the servicing agent. So they will collect all the payments, they will do whatever it is that from behind the scenes that the mortgage company does not have to do. And they were ecstatic about that type of thing. So I had another client that wanted to do a pickleball, $10 million. And Jennifer looked over again. She did some research and said, "Hey, you don't have enough money in the game. You need to have more revenue services." He wanted to put up a pickleball court, 20 of them, a couple, like 100 spaces for cars and one restaurant. Jennifer came back and said, "You need $18 million. You need bigger operating capital in your bank account. And here's some 7 or 8 different revenues: a dog park, a driving range, 3 restaurants instead of 1 that offer different types of cuisine, just that type of thing." She listed about 8, and then she said, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and franchise this? We'll make it so we'll put this deal together so it's franchisable." And he just loved it, absolutely loved it. So that's just some of the stuff that we do, that we just love putting together, something that sounds good to the customer, but then we come back with something better, and they're like, "Whoa, I never even thought that big." So it's all good.
I'd also like to throw out there a situation that I
Yeah.
had recently that was a rather unique thing. A
Mhm.
lot of times, commercial investors, for instance, this gentleman that I'm working with right now has an 18 unit Airbnb that he's putting together on an island somewhere. I won't say where, but he's putting that together, and they wanted to come in and put down the typical 25 to 30%. I got them a loan that was only 20% down. However, and it's a lot of money to put down because this is a several $1 million loan. Um, I got them into a rehab loan instead, which is 100% financing. So they were able to get into the property with nothing for the purchase price, nothing towards the very small rehab. I think we did a rehab for around $30,000, which is peanuts in comparison to this property. But it was an idea just to get them into that type of loan in the first place. Then when they slide out of this loan, they'll get 80% of the appraised value, not just 80% of the purchase price. So the amount of money that they had to come up with is about $400,000 less to slide into this property, even with having to do 2 closings and having this $30,000 of rehab that they really don't need, but because it was only built a year ago, so they're going to do new hand railings and put in some other nice curb appeal type things for the property that isn't necessarily a necessity, but just dresses it up a little bit. But they're literally keeping an extra $400,000 in their pocket just by doing a little bit of creative financing and getting them in there in a different way than what they had anticipated, and they're just thrilled about it.
That's really exciting, Jennifer. For our listeners who, whether they need a small loan or a big loan, but their situation is a little tricky for whatever reason. What do you want our listeners to know?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors. and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
That we will go to the different investors that we have, explain the situation, because sometimes a loan can be made not just because of the low credit scores, which we do have investors that will go down to even 400. I've even got a lender that will, an investor that will do no income verification as long as you have equity in a non-owner occupied or commercial building. We can get you up to 55% and close within 5 days and use your appraisal. Just things like that. So we do try to reach out to our investors if there's something a little different, because they want to look at the investor themselves and what they've done in the past, and all that good stuff, just other than just a credit report. So, but if we can't and we don't have it, we will be right up in front, honest. I'm sorry, we just can't do it. We've tried everything and get back to them within 72 hours, whether or not there's a possibility or we don't want to waste your time.
I'd like to add to that the story does matter. Your past experience, what you've done before, even if things aren't necessarily ideal right now. Michael and I getting all the information that's possible. If people are transparent with us and are honest with us and tell us the whole story and everything we need to know, most of the time, Michael and I can reiterate the situation in full to to the potential investor. And a lot of times that makes all the difference in the world. If we are equipped with what we need to go into a situation to get them their financing because they've been transparent with us, that helps us do our job better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That transparency is important. Michael and Jennifer, one thing that I want to talk about today is how you're operating nationwide, which is, rare for a private lender. How do you underwrite risk across those different markets without having boots on the ground everywhere? Is there tech, data, or systems that help with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Jennifer, like you did with your with the guy down in Florida with the development that was in a depressed area, and he didn't
So
realize that he was.
yeah, he's actually in Port Arthur, Texas, is where he is in a declining market, and it's about a matter of doing research, and of course we rely on appraisers to go out to the property and evaluate the property and the area. For several different things. Sometimes it's for the market rent and how it's performing based upon the amount of leases that a particular place has, or even a small, even a triplex, for instance, if it's fully leased out, is more valuable when it's fully leased than it is being empty. Just for a smaller example, or versus a big apartment complex or a development, a gated community development. All those factors, the area, what's up and coming, what else is being built in the area. Other developments, amenities for people to get to easily. Those things all factor into the value of the home. And of course, as far as, of course, we know good schools, crime, all that sort of thing will factor into it. But we rely, basically on the appraiser, who is usually a local person, to go down and evaluate for us. And of course, we have the luxury of the internet these past 30 years. So we can dive into pretty much any area and assess, the risk situation or the comings and goings of the community pretty easily nowadays. So it's not too hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, technology really has changed things here. So, as I'm sure both of you know, every lender has a deal that, maybe almost broke them. Can you share one of those moments on your journey, what went wrong and what you learned from it?
I haven't personally had that problem only because, like Jennifer said, we do our due diligence. We make sure that we are actually the underwriting team so that when we send a complete file and we send a complete file into our investors, they can say, wow, this is a complete file. And if we feel by knowing their criteria that we know that this has a 99.9% chance of being funded. unless there was something in that file that we weren't aware of.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
While they did their due diligence, we know that if we send it to you, it's going to get funded. So we don't have that much problems like maybe other lenders that all of a sudden the broker didn't send in didn't do their due diligence beforehand. They just said, oh, let me go ahead and pass this off. Where we actually sit on the file, we do our due diligence, we look it up so that when we send it in, we want to send the investor a complete good file so they can look at it and go, yes, we want this deal. Thank you for presenting us the way that you have it done. So that's our goal. Is we're not just the middle people. We will actually analyze your situation to make sure that we put it in the best light for the investor. We package it so it's in front of the lender with their best foot forward. And we're very clear with that when we tell the investor that. We've had to do it several times with clients because what they presented was not going to get funded. So we had to have them change numbers, locations, write documentation and things. And they really appreciate. Jennifer even had to build a pitch deck for someone that took us 16 hours, and we didn't charge the customer. So that's a lot of money. She did it over a week, Labor Day weekend, I believe, wasn't it, Jennifer?
Yeah, it sure was. It was just recently. Yep.
Yeah. But we wanted to make sure the client was going to get funded because he had spent a lot of money on the land and he really needed to get this deal funded.
Yeah, wow. That is an amazing track record. With the business growing and scaling, how have you maintained that quality and that consistency with your due diligence?
Well,
A
I
lot of
think,
hard work.
I'm sorry, Michael, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think what helps us maintain the quality is personal attention. While Michael has hired other loan officers to come on for different aspects of the business, giving our personal attention to the hard money and the commercial sector really pays off. It's a lot of work. I know most of the time I'm not done work until 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and
Uh-huh.
I'm starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, but it, I don't mind. I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. And I don't know. It's just I guess to be doing this for a living, it's part of who you are. It's part of your persona. It's part of your makeup. You either are it or you're not it. You're not, going to work from 9 to 5 and you stop being it at 5 o'clock when you punch your ticket. In this industry, pretty much with any industry that has to do with lending or high end sales, you're pretty much it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're born with the it factor. It comes built in, and either you have it or you don't have it. And either you're somebody that's going to work till 10 o'clock at night and not mind it at all, or you're somebody who's super mad and wanted to go home 5 hours ago and punch your ticket. So I think the personal attention that we pay, the fact that it doesn't matter if it's 9 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock in the morning, we're available, 95% of the time. Um, and the fact that we are very diligent about getting back to people and staying in contact and keeping them updated makes a big difference. It really does make a big difference.
Yeah. Michael, did you want to add to that?
I was just going to say, Jennifer and I are on the same page. We want to make a deal happen. We love connecting people and making deals and see how can we get this deal funded. What can we do over our experience to say we'll get this thing funded because we like it personally, and we like the client because they may be desperate to get funding. They've been through everybody else and with no, no, no. But I even sent over a couple of deals where this guy didn't have enough equity in his home and he had poor credit history. And I found him somebody and I told the investor, I don't want anything out of it. Just get this guy funded. I don't care about a referral fee. just get this guy funded, and you and I are good. And so sometimes you just give up your commission or your pay just to get somebody some help that really needs it. That's really why we're in this business.
Yeah, wow. I love your dedication, Michael. Now, I know a lot of listeners here are either raising their first private round or they're trying to scale. When it comes to building relationships with high net worth investors, what's made the biggest difference for you two? Is it events, content, referrals? What's moved the needle for you?
It's been referrals. It's been private referrals. To be honest with you, we are actually for the first time trying a email campaign of 15,000 leads going out that have already been scrubbed, and people have actually asked in it. So we're going to try that route. But as of right now, we've got about 155 million in the pipeline, and we've got just from our biggest referral source. What do we get? 7 new deals, Jennifer?
5,
Five?
6, 7,
Okay,
8,
8 deals.
8, yeah.
Um, we got one that's, and they're all high end commercial deals.
I got a couple of
So,
small ones.
oh, you do? What is
Yeah,
that? 2 million?
yeah, no, no, I got one that's 249,000, but,
There you go.
that
That's right.
that deal's just as important to us as the big ones are,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
as far as somebody, as far as scaling, like you had asked, I have programs for people that have done, uh, 4 or 5 fix and flips under their belt already, and we can put them in a loan that has no money down for the purchase, no money down towards the rehab, and we can even get the closing costs financed. And here's the kicker: no monthly payments. We can do 4 of those at a time. For an investor, there's no better way to scale than with somebody else's money. When you don't have to put up a bunch of cash to do it, and you can get into 4 deals that you never would have had before. The loans, yep, they're a little bit more expensive. The fees are a little bit higher. They sure are. But who cares? If you're doing 4 deals, and let's say you're making 50 grand a piece instead of 60 grand a piece, but mind you, you never would have had them in the first place. So you're making an extra $200,000. Do you care that the loan was a little bit more expensive or that the fees were a little bit higher and that you had no monthly payments to worry about? I mean, just think about if you had to make 4 payments on 4 different properties while you're trying to get everything done. And let's say that's 10, 12 grand a month. Well, you don't even have to come up with that. It sure makes it easy to scale and scale quickly if you get into the program. A lot of people can't get over the fact that it's 11% instead of 9.99, or that you end up paying an extra point or a point and a half, but they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're not looking at the fact that you have an opportunity to make 200,000 more dollars, you know, that you never would have made at all because you didn't have enough money to get into 4 closing costs, 4 20% or 10% down payments on the purchase price, and 4 monthly payments. You didn't have the cash to do that. And even if you did, why wouldn't you do 4 other projects and then do 4 of these and make $400,000 that year? Right? Now that's how you scale. That's true scaling.
And the other thing we have an investor that'll do around the world investing. We're looking at one right now, 300 million in Brazil, resort and a mall on the same piece of land that he bought for $100 million. So there's only 5 countries basically they will not go in. Obviously, the Iraq, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, but everything else, we're open to. So we got the flexibility. If you're an American investor that wants to move outside the U.S., absolutely, let's take a look at it.
Wow, wow. There are so many possibilities with what you have to offer, and I also love the razor sharp focus for how can we help our investors succeed? How can
Absolutely,
we give them the best deal?
absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, for our listeners today, if they want to connect, reach out, maybe they need some lending help, what's the best way for them to reach you?
They can either reach us. Jennifer's going to give her number, but not my number is 1-888-71-NATIONAL is the easiest way. It'll come on in. And Jennifer, they reach you personally. They will reach a little directory as well. That when they press Jennifer number 2, it'll also connect to Jennifer's line. But if Jennifer, you want to give your information,
Sure.
your direct line.
My contact phone number is 774-441-4642. 2600. And you can reach me from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Same thing with myself. So Jennifer really specializes in the hard, muddy fix and flips and things like that, where I kind of will go over together with other purchases of more your conventional type loans.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, again, Michael and Jennifer, I appreciate both of you being here and sharing all your expertise. We need more people in this space who are doing things the right way, like you two.
Well, we appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
For our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pros podcast. We've got more conversations lined up with experts like Michael and Jennifer who are out there building fantastic businesses. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.